How we all doing? It's Monday morning and I've got an empty house. How amazing. So I got these shorts ages ago in a charity shop and I thought, oh, they're lovely then to either shred and use in my slow stitching or um, I've now decided that I'm going to actually slow stitch on them. So I've got some scraps of fabric. So I'm just going to slow stitch some fabrics together like I've done before, with the view that they'll look pretty. I'm just thinking, if I just put like a couple of like slow stitch pieces on, thought they'd look quite pleasant. What do you guys think? I'm actually sat down and I can't see the chat, so I'll just see if anyone's. No, nobody's around, so I'll just carry on. I don't know how I could probably see the chat along with me doing my slow stitching. Zoom out a little bit. Sorry for the wobbles. But yeah, I just thought if I stitch some of these together, doesn't like going that way. It's only a little small project, but I think it'll look really nice. And this material that I'm shredding now at the minute. Morning. Again, I just got it in a charity shop, I think, or it was in a bag of clothes that someone gave me because, excuse my throat. I think people have realised now what I'm doing, and they save me their clothes. To which then I go through them, see if anything's suitable, and if it's suitable, it stays. And if it's not, it goes to the charity shop, which is just in the village. Hi guys, morning. Right, so let me find a needle. My needle is in here, I think. This is another, I think it's going to be a journal cover. Did a bit of it last night because it's like handheld. I can just hold it and watch TV. Right, so should have probably been a little bit more organised, shouldn't I? But I'm just going to use white cotton, I think. And I've also got an idea of what to do with this. This is my massive piece. Oops, wrong way around. Let me stick that needle in somewhere before I lose it. So I've actually thought I'm going to make this into a bag. And I think I've got some extra bits that I've started, and I think it'll look quite good as a bag. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it'll be good as a bag? That's the right way around. Look, what do you think? I think a bag would be lovely, and it'd be nice to be able to use it. And I've just slow stitched all of that over, well, last few months really, little bits at a time, and it's lovely. Oh yeah. So I've got some extra bits to add to that, but I have thought it'll make a nice bag. But I'm just going to slow stitch these shorts today. And I think if I use black cotton, maybe, well, embroidery floss. Let's see if I can find some white. There we go, some white. Oh, look. What do we think to these colours? So these are some shorts, Gailey 508. These are some shorts that I bought in a charity shop. And I'm going to slow stitch some little fabric scraps over them, just to brighten them up because they're just white and I don't really generally wear white clothing. But I'm thinking if I funk them up with some slow stitching, I think it'll look really cool. And I think they'll look nice and they'll be unique to me. And yeah, but then this one here that I've just been talking about, this big piece, I'm actually thinking I might make a bag out of this. I just need to suss out how I'm actually going to make it. I need sort of some inspiration. So I'm looking for ideas at the minute on where to go with this because it's lovely and it feels lovely to touch. And it just started with, I think it started round about here with 1, 2, 3 pieces of fabric, and that is it. And then look at how it's grown. It's just grown and grown. And these are all just scrap materials that I've got from, oh, thank you. Thank you, girly. They're just scrap pieces of fabric that I've had in a scrap bag for a long time. And last year I got into slow stitching and I just do, this is one to add to it. This is another little piece because it gets a bit big to work on. So I revert to a newer piece. So then this can be stitched onto the bigger piece, I think. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do, but on some clothing because I really like the feel of these shorts. They're really nice and soft. Excuse my messy desk. So I'm thinking that looks good and maybe some black. So then they're sort of contrasting and I have got some white as well. And I think we'll start with something the similar sort of colour, although if I do white, you'll be able to see better, which is always better to do a visual thing, isn't it? Yeah. Scissors. That's what you all up to today. It's Monday and it's absolutely chucking down here in the UK where I am. It was beautiful earlier and now it's not. But apparently we're in for some decent weather at the end of the week when it's a bank holiday weekend. We have a shorter week next week where we have Monday as a day off. So it's like an extra day holiday and business is shut. It's like an extra day off. I think this is May spring bank holiday. And as I believe, I think it's for Whitsuntide. Whitsunday. I'd have to check out the meanings of it, but I know that when it was Whitsun, I used to, when I was a little girl, we'd go to the seaside to an auntie's caravan and I'd always get a new outfit. You know, like a bit like what people do for Easter as well, you know, if you celebrate Easter. Do you know, I think I might only do one thread because it's only fine. So where are you, girly 508? Where in the world are you? Are you in the UK? Are you in the States? Or are you somewhere else completely? This is like my third live ever on YouTube. And my last live went really quite well. And I think I made a junk journal on that live. So I'm into junk journaling, slow stitching, and such like. Yeah, slow stitching's nice because I can do it just sat on my lap, mainly at night time, which I like. But my junk journal, I'll show you my current workings, is this huge junk journal. Huge, huge, huge. This one. Lots of pages, made out with some packaging from our favourite, online store. Done some mixed media pages, some messy painting. I've added some colouring pages, some maps, some flips, more messy painting and some collage paper. I like that gold. Some collages again, some printables on them. They're printables from the Crafty Cove, I think. some, I think that was a bookmark or something. Oh yeah. And this was just made with bits of stuff that was on my desk at Christmas. And yeah. Oh, and I've put like one of my little slow stitch patches in there. Added a little belly band type thing and some lace, all sorts of bits and bobs, little pockets, little stitched house, little wonky house. Do a bit of all sorts. But I live in a very busy home, so time like this is very rare for me to just like chill, do what I like to do. So yeah, it's nice to get creative, isn't it? It's very mindful. Right, okay. I'm not going to be able to watch the chat now for a minute, but I think it's only me and you, Gaily. Me and you. Thanks for all the emojis. So yeah. Let me see. I know this is already white, but it's really nice. It's just, I think it's a muslin square from when my granddaughter was little, a baby. But they're really nice, aren't they? They shred well. They rip well. And it'll be quite nice on my shorts. So yeah, I go to our local charity shops now, and when I get to the till, they're like, "Oh, these are lovely. What are you going to do? Are you going to wear them, or are you going to use them in your art?" So they're getting quite used to me now that, I actually use them for other things, not wearing. Which I think is really nice that they realise that, oh. So these shorts really are a practice run for this full length skirt that I got. It's like a gypsy skirt, and I want to slow stitch on that for holidays and for the summer. And I just thought it'd be lovely if we could do that. I'm looking for some black material, and I just cannot seem to find any. Oh, it's right in front of me, right at the side of me in my little basket. Do you know, I got a basket, and it's so nice to have. Excuse the ripping of material, but it's how I cut my material really. And then I just cut little bits. So one piece of material goes a long way. And I keep my threads as well. I keep my threads because I make, if I can find one, I just did one last week. Where are they? Here. I make thread balls. So all my spare threads I put in a pot, and I make thread balls. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with them, but they'll look nice dangling off maybe a big journal. And that's what I do with them. Yeah. Right, I'm going to start my stitching now. Threads. So I've just sort of got 3 pieces of fabric to start with. Let's get rid of that one. And there's no way in particular of doing it, but I'm just going to stitch these together to start, just so that we can, well, just so that they're anchored together somehow. And I'm going to try and make one of those lovely stitch circles like this because they look pretty. And it takes a bit of starting off, but I'm hoping it goes all right. There. Okay, now then, where do I need to go? Think. Is that right? I never quite get this started right, and it confuses me every time. So I've gone in at the other side of where I've come out to lock that stitch because I need to just remember where I'm going with this. And I think I need to come up. Do I need to come up there? Ah, yes. Right, I think I need to come up there. Come up there and then go back in there and come up around here and keep my thread under my needle. I hope you can see. Excuse me, guys, while I just sneeze. Excuse me. Bet that didn't sound very good. Oh, yeah. Oh, 12 people on. Way, how cool. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm just slow stitching these pieces of fabric together with a view that I'm going to convert these shorts that are laid down into some shorts that are a bit more wearable because I don't really do white clothing. I don't at all do white clothing. Let me just get rid of this rubbish off my... So I'm thinking that I'm going to start it sort of here and it'll work up, I think, and maybe down the other side. I'm not sure, or I might just do some here and some there. I don't really know. And it doesn't really matter which way I go because it doesn't matter. Oh, my needle's come undone. Oh, flipping heck. Right. So where in the world are all you guys? I'm in Lancashire, in England, and it's raining. We have a rainy day in May, a rainy May day. And I have a day at home, which is lovely. Well, most of my days are at home. I work at home as well. So, yeah. But I also have my granddaughter a lot of the time, but her mum is off and they've just gone out somewhere. So it's quite nice. So I thought, oh, my last live did really well. So what I'll do is I'll do another live, and here I am with you lovely people. Until you get going, it might be a bit wobbly, and I like to turn my material, but I don't want to obscure what I'm doing really. So yeah, so it feels really nice to actually use things that have been like had a life before they come to me. And then these are such a nice blank canvas that I thought I can use them. And then I've sort of muddled up somewhere here because I started off wrong, I think. But hey, there's no real right or wrong. And you can rectify it by just going over it like that. And you've made like a little flower then. And then go back in and back up. Just going to check the chat a minute. Oh, only 3 people again now. Hi guys. So I'm just slow stitching. I hope you can see all right. Yeah. So now I've made my little circle of stitches. I'll just go around now and cover the area. And then when I've used up these pieces, I will add some more stitches, some more pieces of material to the piece. And then it'll just grow and grow like this one did. This one's only little, this one. But that's all I've done. Just black and white and stitches. And as I've grown, I've just added more stitches, more material. And this one is my big one that I think I'm going to make into a bag. What do you reckon? Make it into some sort of shoulder bag. So then it's got a purpose. But I started it with no purpose for it whatsoever, and it's got bigger and bigger. And the smaller piece here, I'm going to attach it to this to make it bigger. So it'll be a big, like a loose sort of shoulder sack, really, I suppose. Is that such a name for a bag? But it can be whatever you want it to be, can't it? Because I'm making it, so it's whatever I do. And I can't say that I've ever made a bag before, but hey, we will try. It's either that or I did think of just adding and adding and adding and adding, and then joining it all together and having it as like a skirt or something, and making it into the form of a skirt to wear. I don't know. But the actual stitching part of it is so enjoyable that I'm quite happy just for it to grow and grow and grow without really a purpose, just for nicety, I think. So how do any of you guys do YouTube? Well, you obviously do because you're here, but have you got a channel or do you just tend to watch? What do you do regarding if you go live? Because I don't know that there's that many people actually go live on YouTube, but I did a couple of weeks ago and it went really well. And I think if I ever get chance, which I will do in the future, get chance to do more lives, I think that's how my channel might grow. I've had my channel about 5 or 6 years now, and it's quite slow growth, but I haven't always been consistent. I used to do a lot of resin, but then when circumstances at home changed, I had to change my things that I did in my spare time. Hence why I now do a lot more junk journaling, mixed media, and slow stitching, mixed media, junk journals, that sort of thing, because it's easier. Well, it's less toxic for a start. I do miss resin, but I don't miss the mess. At least with stitching, it all just fits in a bag or fits in, I have numerous bags of sewing, numerous bags, and numerous bags full of material that I'm going to use. But I have started using them up, and I've started making these little baskets. I mean, this is holding some cotton and my clips, so they're great. Little stitch bowl, stitch vessel. Got a few more that are just lovely. And again, they're easy to do. Easy to do. So I think with lives, people dip in and out, don't they? See whether they're interested in whatever the person is doing, and either stay or move along. I don't know. But as I try to grow my channel, I think I'm on 693 subscribers, which isn't bad, I suppose. But I'd like to get more. But I am getting more consistent with posting my lives, my shorts. But I do work full time, well, part time, and live in a big busy house that isn't often this quiet. um, so that's difficult as well, isn't it, to film when you haven't got an actual like place that you can go and switch your camera on and just be live. Because I do actually, I don't mind going live. I don't mind at all. It's quite nice. It's no editing. I love it. It's the editing of videos that is hard work as well. It just takes such a long time. So as you can see, my little round is getting bigger, and I need to get my thread out a little bit more, I think. But this is just one strand of embroidery floss. There's 6 strands in a ream, do they call them? I don't know. I don't know. But embroidery floss comes like this. And when I cut a piece off, there's 6 pieces make up that yarn. So I separate them down into like 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, depending on how thick I want my stitching. So like on this one, I think I've used all 6 stitches, all 6 pieces of the yarn, of the thread. But then on this one, I've only used 1. And then on this one, I've used 2. Then on this one, I think I've used all of them, you know? So you get different textures and you can feel. So then that's just 1. Looks a bit like a spider's web, but I thought it looked quite florally, petals. Or, you know, like, is it a clamshell where they're scalloped? Just look quite pretty. So, yeah. Hi, everybody who's watching. I'm just jazzing up some summer shorts. Oh, we've got a little spider. Hello. Go on the floor. I'm just jazzing up my shorts that I got from a charity shop, but I like the material. Are they cotton, I think? So I just thought I was going to use them to shred up to use in my craft. And then I thought, do you know what? I could just jazz them up with some stitching now that I've got more into slow stitching. So that's what I'm doing. Jazzing them up, because I don't really do white clothing as such, because it just won't stay white. I mean, I'm doing this on my desk where I do gluing, sticking, painting, printing, everything. And I'm sure that they'll be filthy, but they can go in the wash, can't they? So yeah. What are you guys up to today? It's Monday. Are you at work? Have you got work? Are you at home? Are you looking after the kids? Our children here in the UK finished for a week's holiday on Friday. So they've all got like a end of, I think it'll be the end of the spring term, won't it? And then it's the summer term begins in June. So yeah, so I doubt I'll be live next week because I'll have little people around, which is lovely. So this thread's getting a bit near the end, as you can see, and before I lose it, I'm just going to stitch in to the actual short material so that it like tethers it down, because it won't be visible. Oh, that is visible. It won't be visible. Oh, look. So when that happens and my cotton comes out of my needle, I go into there and I sort of hook it like hook a duck, and hook that, and I just bring it through like that. So then that's caught under another stitch or two. And I think they'll look quite cool. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Now then, I think we'll just cut this down a bit because it's a bit big. And because they're shorts, we don't really need massive pieces of material, do we? They can all just be small. I'm just thinking that can go there. I might cut this piece down a bit. It's a bit long, it's a bit big. So if I cut that here, I think I'll tear it. Will it tear? No, because it's stitched. And then it'll shred a bit. And I save all my shredded bits of fabric that come off like this. I save them because they come in handy to make my little fabric, little wasted ends, little scrap balls that are really quite cute. So I think that will go there. So we could clip that in to there. But for now, what we'll do is we'll rethread my needle. Where did it go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There it is. Should always remember to hook it in somewhere. And I think we'll change the material, the colour of the thread, and we'll go a bit more in tone with the fabric. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Is there anything going on in the chat? Let's have a see. I have to stand up to see the chat. Oh, hello to the 3 people that are here. How are we doing? Wow, 33 minutes. I think we'll probably do another maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then we'll leave it there, because I'm sure my home is going to become busy at some point very soon, because I know they haven't gone out for long. And I need to go to the shops and sort something out for tea. What do you call your evening meal? Evening meal, dinner, tea? I'm from Yorkshire and we always called it tea because it's tea time. But now I live in Lancashire. People over here call it dinner. So dinner I have at lunchtime. I don't know. I don't know. We all have our little words that we say that are different to others, don't we? Oh, let's just keep that there. I'll keep that in a clip so that I know where that's going. My desk is always messy. I don't know about yours. So I need to find where I ended. Where I ended was here, and go back in. And just start again. Do you fix and mend your own clothes? Do you do any slow stitching? Do you do any sort of crafts at all? What sort of stuff do you do? Have you got a YouTube channel? Are you trying to grow your YouTube channel? Like me? I just tend to make videos of what I'm making or go live with what I'm making. And if people like it, people like it. And I'm growing quite, is it organically? I haven't paid to get views or paid anything. I haven't got any apps that sort of help me along my way because it's just something else to organise, isn't it? But I have found that my disorganised way of posting and filming and not editing, because I just haven't got the hours in a day to edit and make them all pristine. And I'm no film editor. And I'm no photographer either. I found that I've grown quite a lot recently since I've sort of turned a corner to not over editing and just putting it on there. I think if people like what you're doing and people enjoy what they're seeing, they will watch and they'll subscribe and they'll like and they'll interact with you, whether it's a clean edited video or not, because life isn't edited, is it? Life is life. And it's not all perfect and pristine. And my life certainly isn't perfect and pristine. And yeah, I don't have the hours to sit and edit because I'm normally chasing around after a little one. My little granddaughter is 2. She is wonderful. And yeah, she keeps me very, 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 very busy. So yeah. But I think I might wrap this up and carry on after I've lit the fire. I'm going to light the fire. It's a bit chilly in the UK. Last year we had massive heat wave right from sort of March right the way through the whole summer. This year, no, I think the sun is elsewhere. I think it's evading us. Yeah, and I want to nip to the shops and get something for tea. But yeah, you can see how it's going to form, and I think it'll look really cool. And I think as well, if someone went to a shop and saw some designer had done something like this, I think people would pay a lot of money for them. But it'd be really nice going on holiday with a pair of shorts on that I've actually designed myself and made myself. Well, I haven't made the shorts, but I've pimped them up with my own style of what I like and what I do. And I just think that's really nice, repurposing something into something that you like, which is all jolly good, and I like it. So yes, so I'm going to do more of this, I think. Finding some nice clothes in the charity shop, so they've already been pre-loved, and pimp them up, I think. Oh, someone at the door. Can I pause? I'll be back in a minute.
Self-view, is it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good picture. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. I weren't expecting him. Hi, Blazy Wind. So, Blazy Wind, I've got a pair of shorts for summer. And I got them from a charity shop. And I'm going to slow stitch over them. So I'm just slow stitching some patches on with a view that it'll have this sort of pattern. That's another patch that I did. because I did this massive piece here and I love it. And I think I'm going to make this into a bag. So yeah. As if Mr. Amazon arrived while I'm on a live. How rude. Totally forgot that I've ordered something from Amazon. More packaging to make junk journals with as well. I've been making some junk journals out of waste packaging rather than putting it in the recycle bin. I've been using it up and making journals. I'm going to put them on my shop and actually see if they go, if anyone's interested. If they go, they go, and if they don't, they don't. But if you don't put them up there, no one will know, will they? And no one knows they're there. So yeah, I don't know. We will see. But yeah, I thought if they're not even on there, no one can see and no one can buy, can they? But I did a market stall a few weeks ago now, locally, and a lady purchased a journal for her little girl who has anxiety. I don't know, bless her soul. Bless her soul. So I hope it brings some peacefulness to this little girl. Just gluing and sticking in a book. Gluing and sticking. Because it is very therapeutic. And this lady here, me, loves to do it. Look, I made a snippet roll. Look at that. How cool is that? That needs finishing off. Lots of things need finishing off. But for today, I just thought I'd make a start. You know, when you think of something to do and then you're a bit apprehensive about doing it. And I thought, right, the house is empty. Let's just start. Just do it. So I'll set the camera going, got my things together, set my camera going and done it with you guys. So it's made it easier because I've had to do it. These shorts could have sat in my basket for another month, which is a hopeless exercise, isn't it? Not doing anything good there, is it? So yeah. So I thought I'd upcycle these shorts into something that would be wearable and a bit more funky. Yeah. I think that thread is about to run out, so we'll stop right there. But it even looks pretty on the back. I'm hopeless at that. Let me thread this again. Does this happen to everybody or is it just me? I looked at some slow stitch designs last night. I've got a few books and part of the book was on about one of the stitches that I liked was with a machine and I'm like, oh, me and my sewing machine just don't get on. I don't know how you get on with a sewing machine if you actually sew. But yeah, can you see that coming together? Yeah, I think that's really pretty. I think it's really cool. I might even change the stitches and do some straight running stitches up that one, just in white. Just to vary it a little bit and it just anchors that material down a little bit as well. And if I just do one strand of the embroidery floss, it won't be so thick, but it'll be just because I don't want anything too heavy because they're a nice pair of white shorts. So you want them to be still quite summery. You don't want anything heavy, do you? So I think, oh, just do some straight stitching, although it doesn't really matter whether it's straight or not, but we'll just do some running stitch, and then I think we'll call it a day for the live. Any more comments? No. Hi to the people watching. Welcome to my live. I'm Sarah, and I'm just slow stitching onto my summer shorts that I got in a charity shop to funk them up a little bit. I just thought it'd add some embellishment to some pretty plain, boring white shorts and make them look cool, and upcycle them in the meantime so that I will wear them, because I don't really do white clothing at all because they get dirty in no time. Oh, can you see? This is my third live, so bear with me if it's a bit dodgy, but hey, you can only try and do these things, can't you? And I do a lot of slow stitching because I like slow stitching. Just for the mindfulness of it. It's really nice. And running stitch is just a basic running. Up and down. So there we go. What do you reckon? So I think I'm done for today. I think we'll call it a day. Thank you for watching my live. Thank you for being part of it. It's been lovely. And I'm so glad you joined me. And I'm loving the effect of my shorts. And I will keep working on them. And we'll see. And I'll probably post a video when I've sort of finished them off, which now that I've started, I would imagine that they'll finish pretty quickly. The actual starting takes a while, but then once I'm on with it, and it's lovely. So there we go. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to sign off now and get some lunch, I think. Is it lunchtime? It is. Okay, guys, take care. And if you liked what you've seen, join me, subscribe, like and comment if you like as well. Because it'll just help me out and it'll be lovely to, get to know you a bit more and do some more videos with you or for you. What sort of videos do you like? Anyway, take care, guys. Have a good week and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.